Hello,
Hi.
welcome to Cliff Alerts. Today we're going to talk about O Network's reality-based TV series, Put a Ring on It, Season 3, Episode number 5.
And today we'll be focusing on Kenneth and Shorty.
Shorty goes out on a date with Tavy.
She said Tavy is the kind of guy she's attracted to. They got out of the apartment without incident, no drama from Kenneth.
Incident?
He was polite, he didn't act up, and we're grateful for that. They seemed like they were having fun. For some reason, Shorty seemed to be focused and nervous about Ken coming through. And when he and Santrell did, she was trying to remind him.
Keep him focused on her.
Keep him focused
by saying
on
the
her.
temptation is here, right in here in front of you, so you ain't got to worry about or focus on your lady who's having, another situation or another experience with somebody else right across the room there.
Right, but you could see Kenneth wasn't really feeling her. He just looked uncomfortable, and he was focused on Shorty's date with Tavi. Because at one point when Tavi kept saying pussy galore, he said he felt like walking over there and just kicking the plate over, but thank God he kept his composure. However, Shorty, although last week she said she wasn't invested in Kenneth's dates, she admitted that she had one ear listening to Tavi and the next one listening to Kenneth and his date.
Yeah, and Tavi also did admit in a confessional later on that he did it to aggravate Kenneth.
Yeah, well, he's expressing his nerves, but Kenneth did not act up.
Yes, which is a good thing, like you said.
But all in all, the date seemed to have gone well. Kenneth and his date, Santrell, and she's trying to vibe on him, but he wasn't feeling what she was putting down.
That was kind of like at the point where I kind of really kind of locked in on what you just said about he's really not feeling her. He's not really paying attention to her.
No, he wasn't.
And I think there's probably a little bit of an age difference between the two of them. I think he's 36 or something. 36 or something like that. He's got a 7-year-old daughter, and she's about to turn 30. He wasn't really into her.
And quiet as it's kept, she wasn't really into him either, because
she was trying to make an effort.
She admitted that she's just getting out of something. It was a nice casual date, and that was it.
Yeah, in the group session with the couples meeting with Dr. Nicole, Shorty begins to kind of air out some of her grievances, so to speak, with her relationship with Kenneth, being that obviously she doesn't feel like he is obviously in her league. She also states that she doesn't feel like the best thing for her to do moving forward with him if he doesn't have a plan of action, a financial plan, some stability plan for them, moving together as a couple.
But Shorty embarrassed Ken. She went in on him, condescending in her language. What she probably was saying was true, but the way she decided to say it in a group setting rather than in a private setting with Dr. Nicole, we don't know what happened prior to them getting there, but she just went in on him, and you could tell he felt badly because he had his head down, and he even said that she's trying to downgrade him.
She attacked him, and it was unexpected, and it was the wrong venue as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, that was more or less something, in my opinion, that should have happened in an individual couples setting, not in a group setting that way, to that degree.
Right. She said that he was out of her league, and
that's the kind of women that he's typically attracted to.
Women out of his league.
Right. And I think Dr. Nicole said, well, exactly what you're describing is you.
Man or woman trying to date better than themselves, based on where they are professionally.
Right, but you don't have
There's nothing wrong with that.
Right, but you don't have to be condescending to the person that you claim to be in love with right now at the point, because at some point in time, you realize that he's not measuring up to what it is that you had hoped he would be and or want now. So why is it that you feel like you have to take this opportunity to kind of get back at him for not meeting your expectations right about now?
But I think Shorty is short-sighted. If Kenneth is out of her league, then why has she been dating him for over 3 years?
Bingo.
She said that she's in love with him. Quiet as it's kept, you could be in love and walk away from the person you love. If he is on the come up, as she wants to say, if his immaturity was a problem for her to begin with.
And
she said she bypassed that because she was in love. But there is something about her selection process.
exactly, and that's what bothers me the most about what it is she said, and more specifically the way she said it. In effect, what she's doing, in my opinion, is making him responsible for the choice that she made to settle.
Right.
And because she made that choice, and instead of taking the ownership of that herself, she's pointing the finger at him to say, "Hey, look, you don't measure up to what I need you to be right now, and I'm going to use this opportunity to let you know publicly because I felt like I wasn't able to do so at that time." She is nine or so years older than he is, so I would think she would be. She talks about maturity. I would think she would be far more in tune with where she is as it relates to not only what it is that she wants, but also to where she is in terms of her relationship with the current person that she's with, i.e. Kenneth.
Well, we all know that, sometimes when we initially meet a man excited about that love connection, then he or she may have told you false information, but you already hooked, you're already locked in. But at some point, being a grown woman, she can make her own individual choice to say, okay, this guy is not working for me, he is immature, and this is not going to work out. And then she could, even though she's in love, make that hard decision to walk away. It's not, people have done it. You don't have to settle, you don't have to stay where you are. But when she came out of the gate and she was just swinging, it wasn't good to watch because she sounded like she had no responsibility in Kenneth being in her home and in her life and in her bed. And we know that's not the case.
Right, because she was part of that decision-making process.
Absolutely.
So for her to not focus on that part of it is troubling to me. He felt attacked.
Yeah, he did. Because one thing we found out about Kenneth too is clearly he's working. And he has contributed to that household. It may not be as much as she is bringing in.
Or she expects.
Right. But he's still doing something. Mm-hmm. And you got to value that. But right. At this point in time, Shorty wants more.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that.
And nothing's wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. Like I said, I think that maybe the way that she's going about it is the issue that I see needs to change from her vantage.
But you could see Kenneth thinking about the question of why he's with Shorty. In his confessional, he was beginning to ask himself really hard questions about
Santrell got him to start thinking about
how
yes.
he is responding to what Shorty is saying,
sure.
and maybe it's healthy if he just tries to get out of this situation. Doesn't right. feel honored in this relationship.
And later on, the fellas got a chance to meet at the pool hall,
right.
And he admitted to both Fonzo and Otis that, that he was a little afraid to take that next step with Shorty because he feels like he's going to be rejected.
Yeah, and Fonzo told him that he got to get himself together.
Exactly.
Then she won't be talking to him sideways.
Right.
So we'll see what happens with Kenneth and Shorty.
Yeah.
Dr. Nicole is clearly going to do a private session
yep.
with them. Not even their love is solid at this
moment. Which she claims was the reason for her, I guess, being in the relationship.
She's grown and she moved on. Right. Women, tend to do that. That's all we have. We'd like to thank you for being with us. We'd like to thank you for sitting with us and listening to our commentary. We'd like to thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing, and commenting, because mm-hmm. this is a interesting dynamic we have here with a powerful woman and a man who wants to be with her, but he doesn't have the wherewithal to match her financially. and his maturity level may not be where it should be.
Right.
So please send your comments, and we'll talk to you in the next one.
For sure.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.